20 shooting houses, 1,155 acres, a lodge, and a second home, Northeast Alabama. Hey everyone, it's Chad Kemp, your Alabama land agent. This 1,155 acres in Northeast Alabama, near Menton, and just moments off I-59. You're only 40 minutes from Chattanooga. It's one of the most unique pieces of properties out there because it has so many possibilities and potential, from a hunting preserve, weddings and entertainment if you wanted to go that route, cattle farm, private equestrian facility. I mean, there's things that you could do with this farm. It's just endless because the way the property lays. You could do an airstrip. You could fly into this property. If that's not an option, you could always fly in the gas. And there's just so many different possibilities. Enjoy the video. Wait till the end of the video. We're going to have some ground footage of the aerial. You're going to see an aerial shots coming in on the beginning of the video. Then there's going to be the same video towards the end, but we're going to have ground shots of those certain areas that we're showing regarding the shooting houses. Enjoy the video. Have a great day. Valley Head Farm is a 1,155 acre farm located in Northeast Alabama along I-59. It's just moments off of I-59. It's located in DeKalb County. Some of the names you may be familiar with: Mentone, Alabama. It's just moments away. You have DeSoto State Park. Moments away from the actual park where you can zip line and rent cabins. Also the falls there where you can, it's very pretty as well. You know, this is the Southern Appalachian, so you know you're just a few moments away from Little River Canyon, which is a very spectacular place. You know, you can easily go in there and fly fish, kayak, walk trails, or ride bikes. A lot of things that you could do there. In Mentone, a lot of nice restaurants and shops to visit, very an artistic area. And you have Lake Wise moments away, and Fort Payne is just moments away, home to the group Alabama. Now, what we're looking at here is we're circling areas where all these shooting houses are located at. There's more footage towards the end with ground footage, so stay tuned for that in just a moment. That'll be around 8 minutes into the video. That's almost a mile stretch through right in here where this low growth is, and that's small pines that's been planted that hasn't got larger. You do have a second railroad crossing on the property, but you could easily build an airstrip. You could easily clear all this out, all this timber, and easily put a 350 to 400 acre cattle farm if you wanted to, because all this lays well down in here. Now, you do have some slope that goes up the mountain, so there's 1,155 acres. But there's a lot that goes up along the mountain, but it's very pretty. All those are hardwoods with some pines mixed in there. The width of this property is unbelievable. It's 2.8 miles or so from end to end, and you got probably 2 miles of railroad here on Norfolk Southern. You're 2 hours from Atlanta, Georgia. You're only 42 minutes from Chattanooga. You're an hour and 36 minutes to Birmingham, and you're only about, less than 2.5 hours from Nashville, Tennessee. But when you come into the property, you're coming in across this railroad track, and then it's just a very pretty setting. You got this spring-fed pond. You pull up, and you got this lodge. It's 5 bedrooms, 1 bath, with a 40 by 80 barn that's attached to this, and you're going to see that in just a moment. It'll be a great place to entertain. It's superb. All this is open with the kitchen, this little den area, and the eating table. You can put a larger table here if you wanted to do that. Your laundry and bathrooms on the main level here, and it's very accessible. Upstairs, you've got 4 bedrooms, and we're going to see those in just a moment. And then you have a bedroom on this main level. But I wanted to go back about the property. You could easily put a mile-long airstrip if you wanted to. If you wanted to have an airstrip, you could do that on this property easily, and you could probably make it even longer. But as you can see, you got this nice little great room off to the side. It's very cozy. You got the fireplace. You can see all the wood and the detail that's been put in this property. It's a lot of love that's been put into this, and you got this very large deck looking over the spring-fed pond. And then you've got the house up on the hill, which actually has the best view to me on the farm as far as right now. There's some other places that you could build that could have views, but this is a perfect little spot. Drainage is great. All these are going to be on well water. There's well water out here. So each house has got well. But look at the view looking out on this front porch of the home. Very pretty, looking over the spring-fed pond and the springs and the lodge. But very nice, very detailed second home here on the property. It's 2 bedrooms, it's 2 baths. They're separated, so it's very private if you had guests to come visit and you wanted to set them up and not put them in the lodge. Well, this would be a place that you could do that. Or maybe you want to use this as an entertaining, maybe some kind of unique private wedding venue. I mean, it's got it all. This farm has it all. You could do just about anything you would want to do or think of. Hunting preserve for pheasants and quail, you could do that here. You could easily come in here and high fence the property if you wanted to do it, and then house the hunters here at the lodge. You got that opportunity to do that as well. So you leave this open kitchen den area, and then you can walk into this attached barn. It's 40 by 80. This deck here is a 12 by 40. You could easily put a band on this deck, turn them loose, have a lot of parties, entertainment, have a movie night. They got an area you can put a projector up there, and just a lot of opportunity. And you got the barn here, this pole barn, easy to put a lot of equipment on it. And you also have a implement barn that you're seeing in just a moment right over there. Then you have a shooting range here that has got a good shot of about 200 yards looking forward. There's a lot of targets over there that they've got. And then as we pan more to the right, you've got a pheasant tower. You got a continental pheasant shooting tower. If you've never done that before, if you're not sure what that is, they put round bells out quite a good distance, probably about 50 yards to 100 yards, and they throw the quail out of the tower or the chuckers and the pheasant, and they fly over and you take them out. This is the areas that we're talking about, ground footage on the hunting stands. A lot of shooting houses on the property. Again, there's 20 shooting houses that I've counted, took pictures of, and good fields, from anywhere from 5-6 acres to half an acre fields. Some of them are along the creek. There's a creek that runs along the main road that comes in, which is a dirt road, and the rail system. And then you also have a lot of small ponds that are there on the property that are good for wildlife. Lots of turkey, lots of deer. Every time I've been on this farm, I have jumped up something, whether it be turkeys or deer. They're here. It is very populated. I don't see this a lot in a lot of places. You can ride around and see wildlife. Well, you can here for sure. But again, one of the most interesting things about this whole farm is it's so convenient to I-59. I mean, you're only 40 minutes from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I mean, you've got spectacular colors on the mountain there with all the hardwoods during the fall time of the year. You're moments away from DeSoto Park, Menton. You're just moments away from I-59, so you can get to Birmingham, Tennessee, or Chattanooga. Very convenient. You've got a lot of opportunity. You can make this a cattle farm. You can make this a horse farm. You can make a private runway. You could hold this out for long-term investment for a rail system or some kind of investment. There are people in the area that have bought property and put in conservation easement because on their properties there were some minerals on the property. So there's a lot of things there, and they're going to do well with their conservation easement from what I hear. I don't know all the details, but there's a possibility of that here as well. You don't find many properties that's this wide. It's 2.8 miles wide. There is a small section that's cut out, that wasn't intentionally cut out. It was just, as you buy a property, sometimes you can't buy this, so you buy the next property that you get, and so there's an odd shape, and that's on the far end of the property. It's nothing right here. It's on the other side, which you'll see in just a moment. But a lot of shooting houses on the farm, a lot of opportunity, and there's more that you can do with it because you do have that second crossing. that rail crossing. So if you had a friend or partner that wanted to go in and you have 500 acres and they have 500 acres or 550, you could easily work something out. You know, maybe one didn't want the improvements. They wanted to kind of do their own thing. You could easily do that. You got nice, good pine timber on the property. Then you got that in the middle that we were talking about, that airstrip that could be mowed down easily or just continue to let it grow. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here on the property. And as we're flying over the property, you're seeing what we just took a view of. And it's about 2.8 miles wide all the way across. You saw that section, which is right there. That's not included. They and they're friends with a neighbor, so they kind of cross each other to let the neighbor go over to his piece, and then they're allowed to kind of go over to their piece. So they kind of let him come in, and then they have the right to kind of come in on their property. And that's about where we are now, is where we pick back up to the property that we have for sale here. But this is an opportunity to come and see a property that's very different than anything out there. You won't find anything like this with this much potential, this size of a property. Give us a call at the number at the end of the video or the number right here that we're showing. We'd be more than happy to take you out on this property. This is a fantastic property with the improvements that's on this farm. It's unbelievable. When you pull up, it's just amazing. It's private down a dirt road. You own both sides of the road as you come in. It's very private. It's beautiful. You don't want to miss this opportunity to be this close to the interstate and be able to access property like this. So give us a call. We appreciate you watching. If there's anything we can do, we'd be glad to help you. Thanks again.